In this show, we're going to help you get the most out of your field monitor. Welcome to the Tech and Teaching Podcast, where we give you the tips, tricks, and drop general knowledge bombs on how you and your school can improve your podcast or live stream. I'm Eric.
I'm Jordan.
And we are talking about field monitors today. Everything you want to know about them. Multiple uses, lots of great stuff. But Jordan, we want to talk and make this one short. We've rambled too much in the previous episode, so bite-sized content. That's what we're going for today. We are talking, first of all, we have to define a little bit what is a field monitor. So let's start there with the kind of the rough definition, if you will, of what these things are.
Yeah, field monitor, or camera assist, whatever you want to call it, something that makes your viewing experience bigger for the camera. They come in different sizes. This one happens to be 7 inches, but just something to enlarge your view so that you can see what you're actually filming a lot easier, and you're not going to have to strain your eyes.
Right. So some of the features that you want to look for, and these monitors are really nice. This one in particular is an HDMI monitor, but what are some of the features that a content creator would be looking for in their particular setup? What are some of the things they need to keep in mind?
Yeah, content creators, they're going to probably have a bunch of different criteria that they want. Can it have SDI input? Does it have SDI or HDMI output, loop out? Do you want to be able to record from the monitor? And then there's other functions inside. This one doesn't do it, but they're the Adamus Ninja 5, and then there's the Shogun that you're able to control the iris and the white balance and all those little...
All the manual settings of the camera you can actually control from the camera assist.
Yeah, and a lot of them are touch screen, and so, what features do you need or want, and that kind of dictates what direction you're going to go. But for a streaming standpoint or live streaming, you just need something to show up.
Right.
For the most part, from what we've kind of figured out. So this is nice and basic, but then it also has an HDMI out that you're able to plug your camera into this monitor and then go output to capture card, switcher, whatever you're going to.
And that's the loop out is probably the part that we like the best about this particular camera is that it acts as its own HDMI splitter. We don't need an external. Yep. We don't need another external device to be powered plus the camera that needs power plus this monitor that needs power. We need just this powered and the camera to be powered. When we're talking about power for our setups.
Right, yeah. This one is powered by Sony L series batteries, so it has a bracket on the back that you can just pop on a battery, and you don't even have to find AC power if that's the way you wanted to go. If you have a SWIT wireless camera transmitter, those batteries will work on this thing, no problem, and then you can get 4 hours, I think, on a battery using this thing. So it lasts quite a while. What was the other question? Sorry.
Well, the other functions of it, like why else do we like it? It flips.
Oh, it does flip, and it's lightweight. It's it's that 7 inches seems to be that happy medium between being too small, but then also being too big that it's like really awkward to pack and carry and stuff. So like we fit 3 of these in the top of our rigid case,
right,
that they just sandwich and nest really nicely together. So
and then you can have 3 cameras that have an extra viewfinder. And that's probably something that we want to talk a little bit more about is the fact that when you're filming, the fact that you have this, basically you're using this now as your viewfinder. So instead of looking through that little 3-inch viewfinder and trying to track, you just have a bigger screen. It makes the experience so much better. We have to get into a little bit of how we use them, which I'm kind of jumping around. So let's back up. Let's back up, shall we? Let's go with some of the options when we talk about the different brands and the different kinds that we can get on StrivAV. or other brands that might be out in the broadcasting world. Lilliput is the one that we've got here that we're featuring. What else are some options out there?
Yeah, we there's Feel World. Those might be a little bit cheaper, I think. But then there's the Adamus, the Ninja, like I had said before, and the Shogun. But those are probably going to be for those content creators that want to be able to touch on the screen and adjust those settings, have a little bit more control. So they're over $500 a piece. And then if you want any peripherals like hard drive recording, SDI output, all that other stuff, those are extras that you would have to get on top of that. Those are the main ones that I've dealt with, and there's tons of them out there. Like Lilliput makes other monitors that are 7 inches that have SDI input built in, like it's not an attachment. It just comes that way. And so there's a lot of different varieties that you can get.
All right. So before we get to more of how we are using some of these monitors, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back and we're going to tell you how we use these field monitors on the Tech and Teaching podcast.
When students choose Midland University, they become a part of something bigger than themselves. Midland University sees the talented students at Striv schools as fitting for Midland's programs. That is why Midland University is offering 25 renewable Striv scholarships, totaling $92,000. New this year, students also have the opportunity to earn college credit for their participation in Striv. To learn more, head to midlandu.edu/Striv.
Welcome back to the Tech and Teaching podcast. I'm Eric, that's Jordan, and we're talking about our field monitors and the best uses of them now. And I don't know if they're the best, but they're how we use them. And use number one, as we have talked about mostly so far in this episode, is as a camera assist. So, Jordan, there's a couple ways that a school or production unit could use a monitor like this in conjunction with a camcorder of the professional camcorder, the prosumer, the consumer. Even, I think, if you really wanted to go there with it, you could take your Handycam and actually use this monitor in conjunction with it.
Yeah,
if you're going to do that, you might as well just upgrade your Handycam. We'll talk. That was a previous episode. Best uses and how we are using these monitors, though.
Well, the way we use them is just to enlarge our viewing, and where it seems to be, we don't just do one event at a time. We do 6, or so we're streaming. We're streaming for, I don't know, 8 hours,
10, 12 hours.
Yeah. So staring at a 2.5-inch screen is going to get pretty strenuous on the eyeballs. So we like it because we can it makes a viewing experience for the camera operator. Their eyes don't get fatigued as easy, and we can see what we're actually filming a lot easier, and makes those zooms in and out, those pans, a lot more consistent because we can have such a bigger viewing monitor.
How is the best way? There's a couple ways to really kind of mount this particular monitor like this. How we are using it.
Yeah, you can definitely mount this. This monitor comes with a cold shoe swivel adapter that you can put on top of the camera if you want, and that while that works, it does make the front of the camera top heavy, and so you just kind of keep nosediving. You might have to re-level your camera there, but we like to put it on it's like a metal bar about this big with the 2 quarter-inch screws, and have that camera setting behind the camera, and that way it's kind of closer to you. It's not up high at a weird angle, and it's more comfortable, more user friendly.
Yep. And I like still using the bar, when we use that newer bar, we still put the ball head on the bar and then attach the ball head to the bottom of the monitor. So now you can actually have kind of a custom angle of the monitor, even, because everybody's where we have to set up the cameras. Sometimes they're not always, we're just standing there perfectly still, right? We're in the bleachers, or we're up on a ledge. And so sometimes you have to change that angle of what your view is. Sometimes it's a short person running the camera.
Yeah.
That happens, right? Sometimes it's a really tall person. Charlie at Omaha Central, he's really tall. Well, he needs a different angle than Evan at JCC. Well, they're different heights. That just happens. We have a bundle that we can get this through as well. And it's kind of cool. We decided, hey, let's throw some of this stuff together. So tell us about this bundle that you've got on StrivAV.
Yeah, so we have this bundled with the Zoom controller. It's called our camera operator bundle, and it comes with the Lilliput and then the Zoom controller. The Lilliput, the kit by default comes with like a 1.5 foot fixed pigtail. I guess it's not kind of coiled. Mm-hmm. We do have and then we have the other bundle of a cable upgrade kit that gives you more of a premium 1.5 foot long coiled HDMI cable, and then a full that then you can go use the coiled pigtail to go into the monitor from the camera, and then out the loop out of this monitor to your switcher or capture card. So that's kind of what we got going on. We did have a school confess that they went out and bought a monitor, not this one, off of Amazon or something, and they got it, and it did not have the HDMI out. And he said he had to tuck his tail and come to me and buy this one because he needed that HDMI out. So if you don't get it from us, just look for an HDMI out. And that
Need the loop out.
The loop out, yep.
Yeah.
That way you can get your video feed to your stream.
Right. Now, we have talked almost exclusively so far about using this particular monitor, these monitors, as field monitors or field monitors. One other thing, of course, that you can use it as, because we're in the field, is you can actually use it as your announcer monitor. And so you can actually send your program feed back to your announcers. And again, because this is such a small form factor of a monitor, instead of taking up a big TV screen or a big monitor, a little 7-inch monitor, a little confidence monitor, just so that your announcers can see, yes, we are back from commercial. Here's the graphic that's on the screen. If you have a replay system, they could be looking at at your monitor as well for replay. And so they are really handy. And again, for the small form factor and the relatively low cost, to get 2 or 3 of them is not a huge budget-breaking thing, and they can be used in a lot of different ways. On accident, we had to use it as a multi-view monitor one time. I wouldn't recommend that. However, I have seen some YouTubers that are taking a monitor like this and building it into a tiny little, like a Pelican case. And that's a monitor that's like built into the lid. I think, I want to say Scott Parson at Arlington has done this, right? And he took an ATEM Mini and mounted that in the bottom of it and mounted a screen like this in the top, and that's his multi-view. That's a switcher setup all the time.
That's
and
really
it's
small.
A little tiny little form factor. Because it's very important, we don't want to get, whatever your factor is, however you're using it, an important step is to be careful with your cords.
Yeah, very, very much.
If you whopper jaw a port, you can break it. We've seen ports breaking. We've seen the holes just get used up too much, and they don't work right. They don't tighten down anymore. So please take care of your equipment, whatever it is.
This thing, I used this at State Track as a troubleshooting measure.
Yes.
Because I popped a battery on there, and then I went down. We had long runs of SDI, and I had to carry a SDI converter with this, but I went way out yonder and plugged and prodded, and I was able to see if I had video feed at X point. So there's a little bit of a troubleshooting measure too, that if you do mess up your HDMI cables or ports or whatever, that you're able to use it as a troubleshooting measure and to get you out of a pinch.
Right. So highly, highly useful. Find them on StrivAV. We have the link down there in the show notes. And that is the episode. We wanted to talk about field monitors. Coming up in next week's episode, we are going live. Yes, really, it's finally time for Jordan to really, get out of the comfort of recording
Why me?
And I've been doing this for a long time, so we got to get you more comfortable. So we're going live next week. Our next episode will be on February 1st, and we're going to be live at 3:45 p.m., and we are going to kind of recap the equipment that we have talked about so far. So field monitors, cameras, tripods, Zoom controllers, stuff like that, and really kind of the nuts and bolts of your broadcast equipment. We want to do an Ask Me Anything, and we want to do that next coming up on Wednesday, February 1st, 3:45 p.m. Central Time is when we're going to do that. Be looking for more information on the Striv TV social medias about where that will be as far as hosted. I think we'll be on YouTube. I think we're going to maybe try to do it on our Twitter as well. Submit us questions if you would like us to talk more in depth than what we have about any of the products that we've mentioned, other links. Who knows? We might do a giveaway. I don't know.
It's possible.
We'll see what kind of mood Jordan wakes up in. And it's also we're doing it at the end of the day, which is a different mood altogether, which is fine. We'll just make sure you're caffeinated.
You're making me sound like a troll or something.
No, we just like anybody else. We just got to make sure you're caffeinated by the end of the day. That's okay.
All right.
It's okay. So we want to invite you for that, and again, be looking for more information on the Striv TV socials. Striv is at the intersection of digital media education. We deliver engaging curriculum, innovative audio-visual equipment, that's Jordan's job, and an education-based live streaming platform for K-12 schools. Find out how Striv can help start and grow your digital media program at striv.tv/product. That's Jordan. I'm Eric. Thanks for listening and watching the Tech and Teaching Podcast.